We're going to get to questions. We'll begin with Eric Bailey from the Tulsa World, and then we'll go to Ryan Aber. Eric?
Yep.
Hey, Eric, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it. Wanted to ask you about what's it been like working with Anton Harrison, and sharing reps with a true freshman. As a senior, as an older senior, how important is it just to really be a mentor to him, for him to help him come along?
He's a great kid. He's very smart for his age, great player, very talented. Just doing anything in my power to make him a better football player, either teaching him a certain technique or just giving him some advice on what works better, what doesn't work better, where to go. Just doing anything I can to make him a better football player and make our team a better team. What
about you personally? What's the biggest improvement you've made from last season to this season?
I can't think of a specific big thing improvement-wise. Just working better on my hands. Coach B and I have been really working on that. Just being smarter, making better decisions, where to go, how to read defenses better, just stuff like that have been mostly the biggest focus as of now.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Okay, Ryan Aber with the Oklahoman, and then Joe Bettner.
Yeah, Eric, the running game was a little bit slow going there for a lot of the first part of the season. Y'all have run the ball better these last couple of games. How close do you feel like y'all are to be in the running team that y'all feel like you can be, especially on the offensive line? And what have these last couple of weeks been like, having more success in that regard?
I definitely think we have made some steps, improvement towards our run game, but we're nowhere near where we want to be. Coach B, we strive, no matter how good we are, just to always get better. And we're not satisfied where we're at in the run game right now. Some things we've been working at as an O-line, we drilled it a lot during the bye week, was just hands, because we found out that, we're going to the right guys, we have great footwork for the most part, stuff like that. Just our hands are getting us beat, either one's outside, one's inside. We're just trying to get both of them inside. And I think once we all can work on that, and then I think we'll start to see an improvement in our running game.
Appreciate it, Eric.
Thank you.
Joe Bettner, Norman Transcript, and then John Hoover.
Hey, Eric. Curious, as long as you've been here, obviously Creed Humphrey came in the year after you. What's it been like seeing him, I guess, grow into this leader, a captain for your football team, as well as, the offensive line as well?
Yeah, Creed's a great guy. I've known him for several years. He lives right behind me back home, or where we live, and, we're good friends. We hang out outside of football at least a couple times a week. It's impressive, honestly, to see a guy who came in and had such an important role even in his first year. I know he wasn't playing, he redshirted, but just being that solid backup that, already knew everything and just challenged guys to compete better. When he wasn't there, I think he made Eren maybe a little bit better of a player personally, just always having that doubt that, there's somebody back there that is just as good as you almost. And as a captain now, I think he's just last year, I think he was a good captain, but just this year he's really taken it a step level above. He's a little more comfortable now. I think he really puts the team first and could care less what he think or care less how, he does it, but just wants the best team or the best thing for our team. And I think he's done a great job of captain. And so has Pat too.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Okay, John Hoover with SI Sooners, and then Garen Emig.
Before I ask you my real question, I'd like to ask you, do you want to plug Cactus Ropes, Texas?
Sure, I'm all for it.
What, do you know, you're from Illinois. What's that about?
I got it at Boot Barn, but I know about it obviously now. When I first bought it, I had no idea what it was. I thought it was a cool hat. But Brian Mead, actually, he's dating a softball player, Grace Green, for OU. And I guess her dad's a professional roper, and he loves Cactus Ropes. I think he's sponsored by him. So hopefully, once football's over with, I can get a free few more hats and won't be extra benefits.
I got you. Okay, so my real question is about the H-back position. Spencer said that sometimes the defense, you can tell they're kind of lost at where the H-back might line up, at what they're shouting or what they're, looking at or whatever, and it's confusing to the defense. What's that like for yourself as well when you see the defense not knowing what those guys are going to do?
I think the H-back position, the way Coach Riley plays it, is very unique. And Spencer probably knows more about that than I do, but I feel like they're doing something different every single week. You know, we're working individual with them, how to either work a new block and then they're going out for a pass, or they're coming to help us. They're such versatile players. And, you know, I see why the defense is always so confused, because right when you think you may have a tendency of what they're doing the exact opposite thing now. And the way that Coach Riley has worked that into the offenses has been a big help for us on the O-line with extra blockers, or for Spencer, you know, an extra receiver downfield.
Good stuff. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate
Thank you.
Garen Emig, Tulsa World, and then James Hale.
Mr. Swenson, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm great. Thank you very much. I wanted to make sure I got this in before the day passed. We're a week from Election Day, and given all the civic stuff that you guys as a team this year dealt with last spring over the summer, I know how big a deal issues off the field have been to a lot of you guys. How do you anticipate that being a pretty critical day in the program next Tuesday?
I'd say it's a pretty critical program. I think we have school off that day, actually. I think the university gave school off that day to, you know, make sure everybody has a chance to vote. I'm sure we'll probably still have practice the same, but I know we'll be heavily reminded to go out and vote, and they'll make sure of it. I think it'll definitely be a big thing for our team. You know, everyone's super excited about it. Everyone's worked their tail off making it happen for all of us as easy as possible, and I think it'll be a good day for all of us.
Will this be your first time to do that in the general?
I know I voted 4 years ago. I just turned 18 right before the election.
Oh, okay. So
it's my second time voting.
Okay, very cool. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, James Hale with KREF, and then Kerry Murdoch.
Eric, Texas Tech is noted for a defense that likes to stun a lot. What have you seen out of this year's defense? How difficult are they to block, and do they try to confuse you a lot up front?
Yeah, I'd say they do stun a lot. I feel we just watched them, you know, today we just started working on them. I watched a little bit on Sunday. I feel, you know, they run a lot of similar stuff, but then at the same time, you know, they'll run one blitz and they never run it again for the rest of the season. I feel that they have a wide variety of blitzes they can run on third and long and other third downs that is just a lot to prepare for. And, you know, you'll prepare so much for all these blitzes, and then you end up only seeing one or two of them in the entire game. So it's kind of frustrating, you know, spending so much time on things that will probably never happen, but, you know, we can't leave no stone unturned and have to practice all of them. So I think they'll be definitely moving around and stuff, but I think we'll be more than okay with that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Kerry Murdoch with Sooner Scoop, and then Brandon Drum.
Eric, I think I need to warn you. It's going to come off like an insensitive question. It's not meant to be that way. But I know, you know, last year you played a lot banged up, and no one ever really talked about it. We just kind of always heard you had this or you had that. Are you finally healthy, and do you feel like kind of that never really being healthy last year has kind of made you like the odd man out on the offensive line? Like you're seen as the other guy besides those other four next to you?
I don't think, well, to answer your question, I'm healthy now. Yes, I don't have any problems now. I got a guy thrown into me at TCU, and my knee brace was kind of messed up, but after that I got it fixed and it was all good. You know, maybe last year just being out, just with injuries, fighting them, maybe, but, you know, it doesn't really matter to me. You know, if I get to play one rep, I'm happy. You know, I helped my team do one rep and made our team better, hopefully. So I don't really feel like an odd man out. You know, it's such a privilege to be just on this football team. It's even a bigger privilege to even get some kind of reps. So, you know, I'm working my tail off to take as many as I can for us. But at the same time, you know, if I'm not taking as many as others may think I want to take, you know, I'm happy that I could help my team in any way, shape, or form.
Is there motivation there for you after last year, after kind of being so banged up and not being 100% to go out and prove this year that you're a different player on the offensive line?
I'd say everybody has, you know, motivation to prove that they're the better player, or, you know, that they're improved. And obviously I feel the same way. You know, I mean, I'd love to take every single rep, but at the same time, you know, if Coach B wants to play someone else or anything like that, then I'm more than okay to, you know, whatever's best for the team. And I would say it doesn't bother either one of us. You know, we talk all the time outside of football too, and just, you know, helping each other out in certain plays, and even on the sidelines, you know, whoever's in, you know, we'll talk about what we're seeing, how one player is compared to another, and we'll just keep on talking about that and making sure that we're both locked in the game at the same time. So I wouldn't say, there's definitely competitiveness, each person wants to be out there obviously, but there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no like hard feelings or anything towards one another.
Appreciate all that, Eric.
Thank you.
Hey, Brandon Drum with OU Insider.
Eric, you've been around for a long time, 2016. Can you talk about just what it's been like inside that program, inside the offensive line, since you got there to now? And just, do you see yourself as an overall leader along with Creed, trying to help not just Anton, but the rest of these young guys kind of find their way, find their fit inside the offensive line, along with what Coach B wants out of them?
Yeah, I definitely consider myself at least some sort of leader to some of these kids, just being here for so long, seeing, countless great players walk through these doors on the offensive line. I definitely would say I consider myself at least somewhat of a leader to these young guys, teaching them really anything. Every day is a different day. We're constantly learning new things, and we'll be running. I think last week we put a play in that we ran, 4 years ago, and I was the only one that I think has practiced it before. It was a long time ago, but I kind of remembered it. So I'd say every old guy, past their like third year here, is considered a leader teaching these new guys. Because I'll have, a backup right guard come ask me a question, and, backup tackle go ask Creed a question. It's just kind of how it works. I feel like even when I was a young guy, we always looked up to the older guys. I could go in and ask Drew a question, then I could go ask Orlando, then I could go ask Cody. There was never really, obviously there are true leaders or true titles of a leader as a captain, but I'd say that every old offensive lineman is a leader towards these young offensive linemen and kind of set the standard and how it is to be an O-lineman here at OU.
Is it weird that you get to come back next year as well, if you so choose?
Yeah, it's crazy that, you can be a 6th year and have no injury, no injury timeouts or a year taken away for injury. It's crazy that could happen.